Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and today we're on Sunday stitching. Now, we have got a new prompt from the girls over at Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and it's a fabric coloured box. Not coloured, covered. But before we get into that, I just wanted to show you where I'm up to with this. So you remember last week I showed you that I had all of these different coloured cottons and linens that I had tea dyed, and I started to do the Ali Ferguson style of the vintage envelope and photograph, and we stitched on this jug or ewer, and then I've just put down bits of organza with hessian and some twine to give the impression of these forgotten, almost dead roses. And on the back I've added 3 different pieces of fabric and I've just tacked them down. There's an actual vintage ticket there. I have now got the 3 signatures in it. I've got a blue organza tie, which I think works well with the blue on the front, and then inside the front cover I've done some sashiko stitch in that same blue that I did the water jug in, and they're the same 3 fabrics that are on the back, and I've also used those 3 fabrics as tabs. I won't go any further because obviously that then becomes a flip through. I just wanted you to have an update on where I was with that. So now let's have a look at this box. Now, conveniently, I have just recently purchased a gift for somebody, and it's the sort of gift that's not in a box. So I thought, hey, perfect, I'll make this box, I can put the gift in it, job done. So my box needs to be 5 inches square by 4 inches high, and I've got various bits of cardboard here. So my very top and bottom are 5.5 by 5.5, and then my side panels are 5 by 4, and you can see they're going to sit on that pencil line. But they're going to sit on that pencil line on 3 sides, like that. Can't quite hold it, can I? And the back one is the full length. Okay, so the back one is the full length, and then the side pieces sit like this. Okay, so that one and that, oh, not that one, that's the base, and that one. So we get that little lip all the way round the 3 sides. Okay, now if you want to join in with me, you're going to need a top and a bottom that are obviously exactly the same size. Now, because of my edge frame, you're going to need a box base that sits inside, okay? Because we're going to put our walls up there like that. Okay, so we've got a top, a bottom, an inner base, and our sides. Now, you are going to need, that's the longer one, you're going to need 3 lightweight cards to match your 3 sides that don't go on the back, because remember the back one is longer. Now, I'm not going to do any more to that at the moment. What I've also got is some real chunky wadding for the very, very top of my box, so it's springy. And you'll see that this side and this side are square, and this side and this side are angled. Now, I did that very simply by laying my scissors on an angle at the back and at the front, and just coming across like that. And the reason that I've done that is to make it easier for my fabric to fold round. Yes, I'm sure that makes sense. So then I'll do this last one. So holding my scissors on the angle with the base and the top, and just cutting across like that. So you get that angled side now rather than the square. So that when that sits on here, you can see you've got that angled or chamfered edge. I've got two fabrics. I've got this beautiful fabric. Now this is vintage, this fabric, because I think I've mentioned this to you before, but this is fabric that was given to me by my mum, because years and years ago my mum used to work for a company who made clothes and just clothes for Marks and Spencer's. And when they had end of run fabrics, the staff used to get a chance to bring them home. And originally I had about 10 or 12 meters of this, and this is all I've got left now. But my mum hasn't worked for that company since my eldest daughter was about 3, and she's now 37. So this is 34 years old, this fabric. I've had it for 34 years. So yeah, it is vintage. Anyway, so I've got that for the top, and where's my bottom piece gone? And my bottom. So when you look at the box, you'll see, whoops, you'll see that on the bottom, like that. You'll see this on the top again, and then I'm going to use this on the sides, and I just think that's going to make a really beautiful box. So I've got two different fabrics. I don't know how much I've got of each, I just know I've got enough. So my first job is I want to put some glass beads on here in like a quilted design. Now I've done quilting with you a lot lately, so you're probably getting almost bored of it now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this onto my fabric. I'm going to take my ruler and press quite firmly. Actually, I need it the other way around. Put my fabric on. Oh, this is the right side, but the foam is upside down. Okay, I'm going to press on it quite firmly. I'm taking my white heat erasable pen, and I'm drawing. Yeah, this was a problem I had once before. You can't quite... I can't see that at all. So I'm going to try and do it in the black friction one. I thought the white would be better because of the fabric being so dark, but I'm thinking now that's probably not the case. I can just about see that line. I suppose really I could do with something like a red, but if I haven't got a red, I can't use it, can I? But I'm going to run a line round this foam that's going to be my padded top. But for some reason I just can't see it. I suppose I should have used a fabric that was less patterned. I just know that the person this gift is for will love this fabric, so I'm going to have to persevere. So I'm drawing round it because I obviously don't want to quilt the area that I'm not having on top, because it will make it hard to join. Right, now you probably can't see that, and if I'm honest, I'm struggling myself, but we're going to do the best we can. Yeah, we can't see that, can we? I wonder if we can work in reverse. Right, let's try this again. Sorry, you're learning with me, guys. So if we do it on the back, we can see the pen line. So then we'll be able to see what we're doing. And in theory, there's no reason, with a little bit of adaptation, that it can't be done on the back anyway. And I suppose I should make sure I'm recording, shouldn't I? So just 1 second. I will jump up in a minute and make sure that you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, see, now we can see what we're doing. And yes, you can see me, I believe. So I'm joining corner to corner. Like that. And then on the other side. And then just moving my ruler along to work out my points or my lines. But the only reason I'm drawing these lines is so that I can get points. So going all the way across. And what I want to do is put one of those little glass gems or glass beads where my points cross. So if I turn it round now and I come corner to corner again, whoops, you see I'll put one where each of the cross points is. So it's like a studied cushion. That's my idea here. So this is where I think we're not going to have a problem doing it from the back, because we can pull our thread through from the back. There we go. Did have a lid, and then we can stitch through to the front. So I've got a needle here that's already got some cotton on. Get a knot in there. Open up my bag of beads. Oh, too many. They're quite big beads, which is brilliant. And I'm going to start at the bottom left and just build my way forward. So on there. Now I've just realised that if I put the bead on there, there's not going to be any pull, is there? I need my bead to go through that foam. So first rookie error is that I didn't need to draw on here at all, did I? Duh. what I needed to do was draw on here. So you don't necessarily want to watch me do this again, do you? Let me just see, is this pen going to even work on here? No. Okay, let's see if... Have I got a Sharpie or a purple felt tip? That should work, shouldn't it? Purple felt tip, that'll work. So, I'm saying you don't want to watch me do it, and yet here I am doing it again. Oh well. And then corner to corner again. Oh my goodness. Second rookie error. I should have done this on the back, shouldn't I? I really am going to turn the camera off while I get this right. 1 second. Okay, goodness me. What is it they used to say to you at school? Do as I say, not as I do. Right, so if you're going to do this, you need to draw your design on the back of your foam. Okay? You can then put your foam down so that the chamfered side is the right side and it's on the back of the fabric. Okay? Then take your needle. Goodness me. Put a new knot in it because you cut the old knot off, Claire. And then I'm still going in at that bottom left, but I'm going to pull it like that. Okay. I'm going to come again because I want to pull it really tight to get that indent. So we get that pinned cushion look, you see, like that. And then we're going to put our little glass bead on, which now won't go on this needle. Can you believe how this is going? Can you? Yeah, no, I need to find another needle. Oh my goodness gracious me. Should have checked that before I started, shouldn't I? Right. Here we go again. I'll be back in a minute. Goodness me, note to self, Claire, be more organised. Right, so we found loads of needles that were all wrong for one reason or another, but finally we're here. So I've got my bead on. I'm going back down. I'm going to give it a really, really good tug and then come back up and through that bead. Now I know I've missed it, but then I can come through, pull it back into place, pull it back, and then I want to pull it really, really tight. Oh, and break my thread. Okay, so now you can see we've got that lovely indented button. Go again on this one. Try not to break your thread with all the pulling. And to make sure that we get it all even, I'm now going to go to the top right. Okay, pull it tight. Come back through, pull it tight, come back, and then I'm going to put my bead on, run my bead through there, put it nice and tight, come back up, through my bead. I mean, if you're better at beading than I am, then you can obviously pick the bead up on your way through. Come down. And then the needle has fell off of the cotton. Can you believe this? This is a series of disasters. It's like Carry On film, this is. If you're not from the UK or you're of a young age, you may not know what a Carry On film is, but believe me, it's like a comedy of errors, and that's basically what seems to be going on here today. Oh well, we're having a giggle, are we not? So, nice tight knot. And just trim that back, and obviously trim that one back. Okay, so we've got the two ends done. I'm now going to do those two corners because I want to make sure that, you know, the fabric's where I want it to be. So flip it over, we can see that we are where we should be. So then another corner, pulling it tight, pushing it back through, pulling it tight, picking it back up. Okay, and then my bead, whoops, back down, back up, through the bead. Oh, seriously, this is hysterical. Oh dear, oh dear. And back through. And then pulling it off nice and tight so we get that cushioned look. And a knot. And I've broke the thread again. So you can see now, look, we've got 1, 2, 3. Get this fourth one in, and then it's going to be well sturdy. We get a nice new piece of thread. We had a needle fall there, probably. Right. This is a straw needle, which is obviously why it's working for the beads, because there is no enlarged size for the eye. It's a dead straight needle. Right, so then the one we haven't done is this one here. So come through there and back down and back up. Pick up my bead. I suppose actually you'd be better off being a bit closer, but you know what happens when I bring you close? And we've already had a bit of a comedy of errors, haven't we? So maybe, maybe not. Pick up my bead, back down. Okay, got a lovely 4 there. Now what I'm going to do is go to the middle . So trim that off, put another knot in it straight away. Now we can see that we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the exact middle of the piece. So through there, back down, back up. Next bead. I feel like it's almost like a luxury lady's stall in a French boudoir in this this fabric with these glass beads. What do you think? Okay, so we get a nice knot. Another knot in my thread. Okay, so we did that middle, so now I'm going to go to the top on the bottom of that middle, go up and down again, pick up my bead or not, and pop that on there. Then we can go back up, pick up our bead, go back down, and then whoops, back up, our bead, and back down. And I'm just going to keep going until it's done. So I've got no stories for you, I'm afraid. Haven't really been anywhere or done anything. Life is just plodding along as it does. We have got bank holiday tomorrow, which is very nice. So 3-day weekend. I love a 3-day weekend because it means hubby's here with me rather than working. We get to see the grandchildren. Because they're obviously usually, because they work, they're quite busy of a normal weekend. And then when we get the extra day, obviously, there's a spare day, obviously. Because especially now they're getting older, they've got all their various clubs and things that they like to go to. So, oh, broke the thread again. That's the only thing. You do need quite a strong thread for all the tugging. So that might be an idea on that basis to use a shorter thread and just use the one thread for each bead, and then there won't be the tugging and the breaking. So, you know, that could be a useful thought. Could it not? I keep trying to move to the middle of my mat to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we did the 4 corners and now we've done the thread in the middle, and now we should just be doing 2 here. Yes, look, 1, 2, and then we'll be done. So get a knot in here, Doesn't take that long really, because it's quite a small piece. I think if you had a bigger piece, that doesn't feel right. Yeah, no, that's not where I want it, because if I put it there, it's going to be in line with this one. I want the in-between ones here. I may add them in as well, but for this moment in time, what I want is the in-between ones. So I'm going to rethread my needle. And this is where obviously you need to keep looking at what you're doing, because with the markings on the back rather than on the front. So there, you see I want to go on that in-between one there. That's better, I can see. So you sort of, you see you're pulling it down and you get those, whoops. Actually this would make a really nice journal cover, wouldn't it? Maybe not with this foam, because this foam's quite thick, but maybe a couple of layers of wadding, that would work really quite nice. Make a great journal cover, I think. I'm sorry about the children hollering and shouting in the street. It's not raining, so that's what's happening. They're playing out. Right, so that's that one in between. We're now going to do this one in between. Pick up another bead, back down, back through the bead, back down, give it a little tug, don't break the thread, Claire. Making sure you're not stitching the excess side fabric. That would be a bit of a disaster, like the time I stitched it all to my skirt. Right, I believe there's 2 more to go down the other side. And then we will have our padded cushion, our boudoir ladies stall. Now obviously I'm no upholsterer, so I'm sure as far as padded cushion seats go, it's far from perfect, but it has a nice effect. And I mean, I've chosen to use these glass beads, but I'm sure if you used maybe a pearl, or if you had a series of tiny buttons, then it might stand out a little bit more. I do love it. Whoops, thread's off the needle again. Doesn't want to stay there, does it? is the last one, so oops, I believe it's the last one anyway. Okay, so it's this one here, isn't it? Yeah, because that's where I decide whether or not I'm going to do those two, or whether it's already enough. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think I should do... Whoops. Do you think I should do that one and that one? Let's have a look when it's finished and see. Oops. What's happened here? That's better. What do we think? Yeah, I feel like we have got to do them ones. Sorry, ladies. So then, this is really the penultimate now. Put that one there. Down. Pick up that bead. I tell you what, it's a fabulous idea for gift boxes. Fabric cover gift box, it just adds that element of luxury, doesn't it? And if you're giving a gift to a friend or family and they know you've handmade that gift box, it just makes it all the more special. Yeah, I'm liking the idea. I don't know. I mean, it's fabulous for things like birthdays, because generally you've only got one birthday at a time. I can't think that I'd want to do it at Christmas time. When you've got lots of people to buy for, you'd probably have to start in January. Build a collection ready for December. Oh goodness, there's a thought. Can you imagine? It'd be like, I don't know about Christmas in July, it'd be Christmas in January. Okay. That's on. That is now, as you can see from the back here, all of my cross points have been stitched, and then we've got this lovely padded top. So I take my piece of cardboard, it's going to be my top, excuse you. And what I'm going to do is, because this is the top and we're not going to see it, I'm not going to worry about cutting off excess fabric. I will be doing so in other places, but it's not necessary here. So, glued all the way round. I'm going to bring this point in first, then this point, and in this respect it's a bit like covering your journals with paper when you're making your journals, if you make journals. Like so. And then I'm going to bring this one up and over, and obviously it's glued to the cardboard but it hasn't glued to the fabric, so just stick a little bit of glue under there. And then this side exactly the same. I'm giving it a little stretch as I do it so that it's a little bit tight. Like so. And then this one, obviously it's going to glue all the way down there, and we'll put a little bit of glue there as well. And then we're just going to bring that up and over, and then this one exactly the same. We're going to bring that up and over, and then when we turn it over, we have got our padded cushion. Now I can see that this one is a bit square looking, so I'm going to pull it a little bit further over. Okay, I don't want it square looking. That's better. There we go, and now we've got this padded seat. I hope I'm holding that so you can see it. And that is how I want the top of my box. Now, if you've got a bit of an issue with your pieces staying where you want them, there's no reason that you can't do a little stitch all the way round. So I can pick this up. Oops, it helps if you've got a knot. I thought I had a knot. Now I've definitely got a knot. You can pick this piece up like so, and then pick up this piece, pull them tight and anchor them. That is definitely then going to keep them where you want them. Okay, look at that. All right, so I think I've given you enough of a headache for one day. There is the top of my box. It's beautifully padded. It's got our glass diamonds in there. I'm very, very pleased with it. So I will see you next week for part 2 of the fabric box. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Sorry if I've given you a headache. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.